Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Viewer question today, guys. Is it the chicken or the egg? Oh, wait, wrong one. Is it the racket or the strings? Stay tuned. All right, guys, so chicken and egg question here. What came first, chicken or egg? Who knows? It's called evolution, right? Speaking of evolution, I need to grow a little bit with this black coffee in mine here. Ooh, chicken and egg sounds good right now for breakfast. We could get like a grilled chicken omelet, some onions, you know what I'm saying? All right, well, anyways, back onto the subject. Enough about food, now about strings or racket. My buddy Chris Lawson. Chris, here's to you for the question. If you want to support my channel, or anybody else out there want to support my channel, it's buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. Thanks for keeping me awake. Okay, so Chris writes, it's always being said that this racket or that racket feels or plays a certain way. But since the strings play or feel a certain way as well, wouldn't the string you choose to string it change everything? I just don't understand how a racket can be reviewed or even marketed to feel or play a certain way for that matter. When there are so many strings today that play so different from one another, I hope you answer this on one of your videos since I watch your show. Okay, Chris, thank you so much. And here is my answer to you. So here's the thing about rackets or strings. So these are what they categorize as control rackets. So you will be feeling more control. How are you going to be feeling more control though? You're going to be feeling it because the beam, which is this, is usually on the thinner side. So when they say intermediate to advanced level racket, they're saying usually a slightly smaller head, 95, 97, 98, thinner beam. So it's not going to be as stiff, more control. What does that mean? You have to swing harder. You have to be there. You have to set up your feet. You have to move your feet. You have to get to the ball. And the racket, you have to generate your own power. Whereas, I'm just going to show you a different. This puppy, see the difference in the width? This is stiffer. This is going to definitely help you. That's why it's called a game improvement racket. See the game improvement? You just gain power. This is like a V12 in a car. This is like a 4-cylinder Honda Civic, anybody? Okay. This is like your Suburban. Okay. You get run over by this, you might survive. You get run over by this, you pancake, dude. So that's what I'm saying. Racket, softer, more flexible, stiffer, more power. Okay. But how do we gain power and how do we gain feel from the strings? So if you are a hard hitter, college player, breaking strings every day, and you're using like a confidential like this, right? That's perfect. That's what you need. You need to control from this. You get a little spin. You break it all the time anyways. You don't need power. You're always set up perfectly, right? This is your combination. If you're a recreational player, want to be fed, maybe do a combination between this and like a Gamma Professional, right? Then you can be that weekend warrior want to be fed. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can always add power to these rackets. Well, how do you do that? Well, take gut, let's say. Take the gut and string it at 48 pounds, full bed. Or do some kind of gut blend. Put the gut on the main, put a poly thin on the cross, 48 pounds, 46 pounds. You just gave yourself some power and some feel, right? So that's the way to do it. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum here, though, I've seen people take this and string it at 75 pounds because this racket has so much power, they have to negate the power by stringing it with a thick, dead string, a la Pro Blend. So now you have the deadest string made with one of the most powerful rackets made. So what do you get from that? You get control from a power racket. So yes, you can add power to a thin racket, and you can negate power from a bigger racket by the type of string and the tension. And the different types of strings will give you more feel or kill the feel, give you more power or kill the power. Now, let's look at the most popular segment of the market, these two rackets. 100 square inch head, 10.4 to 10.6 ounces, very standard, right? Middle of the road, club player special, whatever. These are easily manipulated with string, right? As long as you like the racket itself, you can add power to it. Like, what did I say? 48 pounds with a gut on either one of these, automatic power. You can go Big Banger Original or Pro Blend on these at 60 pounds, automatic control, automatic tennis elbow though. So you got to find out what your perfect combination is. I mean, I feel like for this, the Clash, Smart seems to be the winner. Solinco Confidential, winner, 48 to 52 pounds. Pretty much covers 80% of the population. If you want it, like I said, more power, go with a gut blend. Gut on the main, poly on the cross. So go with a gut with a professional, Gamma Professional 16, or go with a straight professional for both of these if you want a little more comfort without the natural gut being in here, so you don't have to take care of it. But, the question being, is it the string or the racket? Well, I tell people when you're demoing rackets, you gotta love the racket first with whatever it has in there when you're demoing it. Because if you don't like it in that form, you're probably not gonna like it, period. You can definitely enhance a racket though. You definitely can. But you have to like the feel of it when you're trying it out. And then you can make it better by changing out the strings. So it's like my analogy of a car and tires, right? When you buy a new car, you kind of get stuck with whatever tires they give you. Usually they're kind of middle of the road tires. You could definitely put something harder in there to make it last longer, like the 60,000 mile tires, and you kind of get a little rougher of a ride, but you're saving money in the long run. You may not hang that turn very well though. Or you can go with that 30,000 mile tire, which will hang turns, be a little softer ride, more comfortable. So you can always do that to your racket. You can always go for longevity, or you can always go for better play and feel, like a softer tire. So the choice is yours, but is it the racket or the strings? Well, it's kind of both. But if you have a racket at home that you love, right, change up the strings. Go with 48 pounds if you need more power. Go with 55 to 60 pounds if you need more control. So you can actually change what you already have too. So I get it. Everybody says, this racket feels great. That racket has more flex. This racket is stiffer. This racket has that. I get it. It all gets lost and everybody uses the same words. But as long as you like the racket itself, you can always make it better with the strings and to suit your needs. Okay? Hope that answered your question, Chris. Thank you for the question. And I thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.